Okay, cool. We are continuing our Coriolis, the third horizon campaign with the. Oop, it's always behind me. With the module, the last voyage of the Ghazali. Now, I'm going to say that the title of the module might give away a little bit that you're not going to be able to save the ship. But you probably figured that out last time when you woke up, hoping to. You were sent on a mission. A whole bunch of not just you guys, a whole bunch of people were sent on this refurbished Ghazali, which was like a cruise liner, like a luxury cruise liner, about 30 years old. So it was kind of being decommissioned, and they recommissioned it for this mission. There's been a distress signal sent out at a mining colony, and people were sent, including yourselves, to kind of go either help with whatever the problem might be, or to evacuate the colony from the gas giant. There were a couple of jumps involved, so people were put in stasis, and your group woke up in a room, kind of dizzy, having come out of stasis early, and noticed that most of the other, in fact, all of the other stasis tubes that were in that area contained, unfortunately, people who did not make it. You've learned that there's been a bit of radiation poisoning, and you have also connected with another group of survivors. They weren't from your area, or from the area where you woke up, but they are pretty well sick with the radiation. When we left last time, you guys had started to talk to a lot of the computer terminals and stuff are smashed and broken due to well, you're not sure exactly what happened, but you started talking to Solomane, I believe is the name of the computer, and they told you that a few things. I won't go over all now, but I did send it to you guys last time. But essentially, the ship was hit by a radiation burst, and it is essentially many of the crew, all the crew on the bridge are dead. Many of the people on the ship, I mean, there were hundreds of people on the ship, are dead, but those that are surviving are, that reached the computer are being sent to the med lab because there's been severe radiation poisoning. Many of the ships, like yours, that were stuck to the outside, they were kind of clustered around for the jump, were destroyed, though some ships are still there and not damaged, or not completely destroyed, I should say. Solomane, don't know if you asked me this, but Solomane doesn't know which ships are okay and which ones aren't, because the computer is not. Well, first of all, it won't give you all the information because you don't have full access to it, and that you are falling into the orbit of the sun, or the local star. So you've got about 18 hours before you are too close where you can't get away. Pull out of the gravitational pull of the star. You are once you are off the ship, you've got about you're about a day's travel from the space station, the nearest space station, which is Haramu, I think. Yeah, no, Hamura. And let's see, the med lab is not damaged. People are going there. There are escape pods, but they don't have enough power for escape velocity. So if they're ejected, they'll need to be picked up by a ship. There also mention of the Emerald Disc, which would be on the bridge. That is a more detailed report of what happened. And that is basically what... Oh, they've so far, Solomane has picked up 47 additional people besides you on board. And as noted, they're heading towards the med labs. So that was a whole bunch of info dump. You guys can intro your characters and maybe give a little bit of your insight as to what maybe what your character is thinking or what they did last time or something I may have missed. And I'll just go down the line and we'll go from there. So, Nikki, go ahead and introduce your character and let us know what's going on with her.
Okay, I am playing Mira. She is a captain. She is thinking that the ship is very likely going to be damaged when they find it. And they only have 18 hours. And you may even need to reach it via a ship walk if it's that damaged, or, God forbid, destroyed. Or judge forbid, I should say, destroyed. So she is thinking they might have to leave a lot of people behind, and she's not sure how her crew is going to react to this. So that is what she is thinking right now. That's Amira. She is the captain, former courtesan.
Excellent. How about Tony? Tell us about your character and what they're thinking. Oh, I should also point out, Tony, that you would know, because I know that your back character is a reporter, that emerald disc would be very, very valuable to whoever got that information. But whether or not you want to act on that. But go ahead and introduce your character.
Yep, I'll be playing RF Darwish, the Data Spider correspondent. Um, his main focus right now is after they've assisted these that are sick with the radiation illness, that seeing what they can do to try to ease their suffering and all that. But the main thing is to get him and his crew and any of the other ones that are at full strength to try to get them off as soon as we can to get off of this. That would be his whole destination, and hopefully to sidestep these creatures that are going back and forth that are on the ship also, of course. And that's what RF is thinking about.
Oh yes, the creatures. All right, you guys have found sign of Nakra, right? Nakra, who are pretty vicious humanoids that are have gotten loose apparently. Mike, tell us about your character.
I am playing Saeed. Saeed is a former Legionnaire. He comes from a very prosperous family that were first come. He is very mothering to the crew. He wants to see the best for them. He was a combat medic. He originally got in touch with Amira by taking a job as her bodyguard, and that eventually led into a deeper friendship, and they eventually becoming crewmates. He's quite concerned right now. One of the things that he wants to make sure is that the crew is safe, and that they can get back to the sacred oasis. But the medic in him also wants to make sure that these people, if they stand any chance of surviving, that they actually have a chance. So he's weighing a lot of that out in his mind right now. Yeah, part of him wants to just jettison them in a escape pod and tell them that that we will pick them up later, and that might be the most merciful way to deal with them and to protect the crew. But another part of them wants to get them treated, and probably thinks it's going to take too much time to get to our ship, but they do know there is a way probably to get to the Gazira's medbay.
Cool. Crystal.
Cyrus Toma is the ship's engineer, scientist technician concept. She's currently just kind of wishing she had a good pair of tools in her hand and an engine to work on at this point. She's not used to all this, high strain stuff, trying to rescue people and all of that. Right now she's just kind of wanting to be back where life makes sense to her, down in a cockpit with a, what was it last time? A space wrench thing in her hand. What was that thing? I don't remember.
Hydro spanner.
Hydro spanner. Yeah, thank you. See.
Yeah, I just get the hydro spanner right. Yeah. So, how about Young? Tell us about your character and what's going through his head, and etc.
Well, I'm playing the hotshot test pilot Rahman Al Qasim. Raman is an adrenaline addict, and that makes him very reckless and takes stupid risks with himself and the ship and his crewmates, even when it's not necessary. So, but although he is totally concerned for the safety of his shipmates and the survivors. Right now, he's very excited that they found some environmental exosuit. He's just hoping that he could return back to Sacred Oasis's cockpit as soon as possible.
Excellent. Yeah, so you guys are you have this ship like layout thing in roll 20. You're basically you woke up down in the lower stasis chambers, and made your way up. Basically, you're right above where the escape pods are, heading towards the docks. Your ship is in the docks. You're somewhere like in this general area, right with the little purple thingy. So you're like, you would know, well, of course, the bridge, you can see where all these things are. By the way, these like scarabs that you see up here, those are the countdown. 18 hours. No stress. Yes. So, yeah, you're in this, you're currently, just got through basically some doors shut on you. There was a tear in the side of the ship. There was a sudden, collapse, and you all kind of got out of the way. The doors, dock doors shut to cut off the raw space from where you are. You did actually find, looking in a cabinet nearby, 4 exosuits, which would allow, of course, exposure to the darkness, into the space. You can, they have oxygen and so on. Though you don't need them right now. You certainly could. You could put them on. They take a little while to get on, but there are 4 of them. Or you can just carry them with you if you want to just drag them. I mean, they're not small. And of course, as mentioned, you have 6 technically irradiated the people that you found. They were kind of being led by a man named Lahar. One of them is a child named Shinez, who was on the back of Raman. And the rest of them are doing their best to kind of limp along with the group as you're heading towards wherever you decide to go. Lahar is basically trusting the icons that Amira will lead the group, in a way that will get them hopefully home, to his family and everybody else back to safety. So I mean, you're basically in this like rubberized, the hard rubber floors. The walls are just metal. It's basically like you're getting close to the dock, so it's just very functional space. It's not beautiful or anything. You can smell the kind of the raw oil smells of machinery. Of course, there's that kind of like weird, like ozone-y smell of when the oxygen was being ripped out of the space when the side of the ship tore open. So you've got that like maybe you're burning in your nose, but you smell that kind of rich smell. Maybe Cyrus likes that because it's more kind of
yeah. I was gonna say
mechanical.
When Cyrus like smells that, she kind of goes like, you smell that, Arif? We're almost home.
Yeah. So you can continue. I'm sorry. Go
Sorry.
ahead.
Oh no, I want to talk to Saeed when I get a chance.
Okay, I just wanted to give full layout so you can decide what to do. So you could keep going down the direction you're going. You see more of these like bulkhead doors. They're all open, of course, right now. And you know that leads, now that you have the map for sure, you know that this corridor basically will lead you more or less, unless you have to take any side routes, to where the ships are. You also see some large kind of elevators that are used to transport like large groups of people or maybe small-ish machinery up into the other levels of the ship if you wanted to go up at this point. Yeah, let me know what you guys want to do.
Amira would bring Saeed to the side because they've worked together before quite a bit. Not the whole crew hasn't, but she knows he'd want to try to save the people. And so does she. But she is going to say, we have 18 hours. The ship is most likely damaged. Any delay could cause the repairs to not be made in time to stop us from falling into the star.
Right. I know if we bring these people back to the sacred oasis, they're not going to survive by the time that we power up and we get our medical bay going. Uh, it'll be too late. It'll be if these people have any chance, I swear by the icons, we need to get them to the med bay, or we just be merciful. And but I mean, for the best of us, uh, for what sits well with me, I think we need to get them to the med bay.
All right. Do you think we should, I hate to do this, but do you think we should split up so that some of us can start making repairs on the ship?
There are 4 suits. I suggest you take one of the suits and the other 3 have the suits. And I can go back to the med bay with the rest of the stragglers. We might be stronger going all together, but if you want to split us up, I think that's the way to split. I can tend to them, and I'll get back as soon as I can. You know me. I'll be there.
I do. I do know you, but I hate to send you on your own.
I
You're not
won't.
superhuman, Saeed, as wonderful as you are.
I understand that, but the icons are with me. The messenger will protect, and if we do get the sacred oasis, you could pick me up in the med bay.
All right. All right. Let's talk to the others.
Okay. I mean, I'll do whatever you want. You know that.
I know. I know, my love. All right. Let's talk to the others.
Yep.
I will go to Rahman, Cyrus, and Arif, and I will say to them, we have a choice to make here. Saeed has offered to let us take the exosuits so that we can get to the sacred oasis and repair it if it needs repairing, which I'm thinking it probably does with all the damage that's been happening. If we don't repair it quickly, we will fall into this star. We won't be able to get out. But we don't want to leave, these people to die to their radiation sickness without at least trying. Saeed has offered to take them to the med bay while we take up the exosuits. But him going by himself just doesn't feel good to me. What say you?
RF gets the
Okay, go ahead.
RF gets the complex look on his face as he does so often as he listens to a mirror. When she finishes, he looks up and he goes, I agree, we need to have these people, their suffering eased whatever they can by taking to the med bay, and that is very well thought of Saeed to volunteer, but he will not go alone. One more of us should go. I will go with him. I myself have a little bit of background in protection and things in case those creatures find us. I may not be the best but Rahman needs to go to our ship since he is the pilot, and of course Cyrus does too, being the engineer, and get our ship going. And you go with them. I will go with Saeed, and we will be back. We will be back as soon as we can ease these people's pain.
Well, you're a good man, Arif.
Well, boss, what is the condition of the ship? Is she still able to sail?
We don't know. Suleiman wasn't able to discern which ship was damaged, correct, GM?
That is correct.
Yep. But I would hate for us to all go to the medbay, then get to our ship and discover that we could not.
How about Ghazali? Is she still able to sail?
No, absolutely not.
Well, it seems like we have to go to the Oasis.
Oh, I see what happened there. I'm trying to whisper, but I don't know how to do it. I'm just
Guess
gonna
we can all
say,
see it.
well, all right, it doesn't really matter because probably, I mean, most of you probably know this. You will need, just so you know, to get the ship going. You actually, the data gen skill is going to be needed. So I don't know if anybody else has it. Because I think Tony's character is the guy, the sensor
Yeah.
operator, right?
Raman has it.
Okay, yeah. Just so you have that. As long as you have it, you're going to need data gen to do that, and technology, which is Crystal's character, I believe. I'm trying to read the thing. It says whisper /W name. I think it's because I was sending it as him. Hold on, let me just try it. /W.
Yeah, that was funny. I looked up and it said RF Tony T is typing a message, and I'm like, wow, I'm not typing anything.
Well, it says, oh no, you know what I'm doing? I'm doing W/. It should be /W/W. Let me just try this. Okay, now, there we go. Now I can pick a name. Crap, hold on. Things. Now I gotta close this down. It's gonna throw up everything. That's okay. I was just curious. I mean, all right. Nope, I just did it wrong now. W/A. Oh man, it doesn't let me. All right, I'm saying it to Saeed. I just want to see. Okay, I think it now looks different, so I bet you that did it. Yeah.
Well, that looks like a test.
Did anyone else see that?
No.
Nope.
Okay, good. All right, so now we know how to whisper. Okay, not that I know you. I don't really care. I mean, you guys are good enough players that you can know stuff. Yeah. So basically, I just because last time I sent some people notes after the fact, I could do it here and make life easier. All right. Yeah. So as long as you have data gen and technology, you can get the ship going. You actually don't need the pilot until it's time to fly it, but to get the ship going, you need the other two. Although Rahman has those skills because he's a well-rounded pilot, so that's good. Okay, so sorry, I didn't want to interrupt the role play, but is that the plan, or do other people have things they want to contribute?
Raman raises his hand.
Yes, Ramon.
And he's actually in that exosuit right now, so he goes, "Eesh!" And he says, but what is the point of taking these people to the medbay? Should the ship just simply crash onto that planet? Should we not take him back to Oasis and try to save them?
The Oasis, we think we're going to need, we might need to ship walk, to exosuit walk. To get to the sacred oasis, and these people are in no condition to do that.
Well, understood, boss.
And also, you would probably everybody would know this because you're all part of the ship. That when you land, like you're inside of a docking bay, your ship is completely shut down. Like it has to. Your ship is like going to be like rebooted, so it takes a while, like hours, to get it going again. And that's if it's not damaged. Like even if you just like when you did if this has all been successful, you would have made the second jump, and they would have woke you up like 12 hours before you got to the location, so everybody could go down and get their ships going. Because it takes time to get your ships going. You have to reboot the computer. It's not just on, because all the reactors have to be shut down. Otherwise, if not, then the whole ship probably would have blown up because everybody's reactor would have exploded when this all happened. So, yeah, like your ship's reactor is shut down.
So what I'm hoping, Ramon, is that Saeed can get them to the medbay, get them some help. We can get the ship going and pick them up at the medbay.
Yeah, you see his head move as he nods.
Yeah, we got that kind of exo, but that's funny.
So Cyrus, you have the technology skill, right? I can't, I can't see your character sheet.
Oh, add a character. You're asking if I have technology skill? Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I have 2
Okay.
points in it.
Okay. I don't love this plan, but I don't have a better one. So unless someone else has a better one.
It's like one of the main things for my character.
Saeed's actually rounding up the people and trying to get them motivated to, and explaining to them that he's going to be taking them back to the med bay and
Okay.
trying to make sure that Lohar is pumped about this too.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, exactly. He was. He actually wanted to go to the med bay when you guys first encountered him, but then you guys had said we could probably do it at the ship. So he actually is fine. He doesn't do the "I told you so," but he kind of is like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." You know, I mean, maybe you're saying like, "Oh, you know, it's more dangerous than we thought," or whatever. So he's like, "Oh, okay, whatever."
Yeah.
He just wants to get them out. I mean, they've got these people, including Rahman's new friend there, the child. And yeah, you can scoop them all up. And you're also going up to the med bay, Arif?
Yep, he's going to go with Saeed. You know, he'll let Saeed lead the way of the group, and he's going to stay about 20 foot at the back, you know, just listening and watching, make sure nothing tries to get up behind them.
Okay, fair enough. Are you guys going to take an XO with you? You're going to drag one up there with you? You're going to just leave the one there that's extra?
Do we need it, or?
Only if you encounter a situation where there's like, you know, you have to go outside the ship. It will allow you to walk through areas where it's exposed to the stars.
How heavy is it? I mean, is it?
I mean, you're probably going to want to put it on. Would be the easiest way to carry it. It will slow you down. It is heavy. It's a large object.
Does it affect your like perception of hearing and all that? I guess.
Let me see. It gives you a minus in dexterity, for sure. I will check. But I don't think so, as far as the perception.
Probably gives you a couple armor points too.
And it gives you armor points, yeah. Let's see. So if you get attacked, let's see. Exoshell, bulky, thermostatic unit, vacuum suit, oxygen supply. I know it gives you a minus in dex. I'm going to have to look it up. Let's see. I got to look in the book. But yeah, it's going to slow you down a bit if you take it. I mean, you don't have to take it. You would know too, by the way, that there's very likely other places on the ship where you'll find more exos. I mean, they're used all the time when you have to go outside, so they're not uncommon.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He wouldn't want to take it, you know, unless Saeed, you know, suggested it was best he did.
Yeah. Oh, I guess the other advantage too is if you went through a place that was radiated, it would give you protection from that. But okay, that's fine. You'll move faster without it. That's for damn sure.
Exactly.
It definitely slows you down. It's bulky. So yeah, you guys can start to organize the group. You see that there are some of these elevators here. When you push the button, you know, to call the elevator, it comes, but it's very like you hear like this like ear shattering, not quite that loud, but like screeching as like you can hear the mechanisms are clearly not fully in line. Usually it makes like a nice sound. Now it's like, and then the door opens, but like only like 3/4 of the way, and you can see the light inside is flickering a bit.
Can I fix the light real fast? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, tools good. Exoshell. Yeah, it's minus.
There, now you guys can see.
Yeah, so you could either go up this elevator, you know, I mean, it seems to be working, or there are obviously stairs and stuff that you could take too. You'd have to just go down further to find them. With sick people, it's going to be much slower in the stairs, but maybe less risky.
Could Cyrus do a check on the elevator, like for real, to see if she would recommend its use or not?
I mean, you could look at. I mean, it would take time. You could do that if you'd like, but it's going to take time to actually know. I mean, you can look at it and see. I mean, anybody with common sense, based on my description, can tell that it's not the ideal thing to take the elevator, but to know if it's actually functional, you'd have to like go up at the top of it and like look at all the things. It would take
Yeah.
time. And your time's a ticking. So it's up to you if you want to spend a scarab on that or not. What say you, group? As I'm about to delete a scarab.
No, we're just going to go to the ship. We need to get the
Okay.
ship started. We don't have time for that.
So
Okay,
what's
but
the estimated time of reconvening?
Well, when we get the ship going, then
It would take at least 2 hours for me to prep the ship, Captain.
well, it's going to take
It's
them
gonna
time
take
to.
longer than that.
Yes, so at least 2 hours. So I would say for Arif and Saeed, they could probably expect to see us in about 4 to 5 hours.
Okay.
He nods.
All right.
you
Well,
also know, just in case from last time, sorry I didn't mean to interrupt Crystal, just so you know, so everything's on the table. Or if you would know that you in that bag that you got, there was a small communicator in it as well.
Yep, there was. Yeah.
Yeah. So likely when the ship's up, you'll be able to reach that. You'll be able to speak through that communicator, even if you can't speak through the Ghazali's stuff.
Well,
It
do
wasn't
we know
very
that?
useful, and you only had one. But...
Do we know that Arif has a communicator?
I don't think he ever showed
I don't
any
think he told
time. I
anybody,
don't
no.
remember.
No. So it's whether or not you want to tell people. Everybody's still together currently.
Yeah, Raman, says it is unfortunate that we don't have a communicator.
Yes, it is.
But I mean, yeah, y'all don't have one right now anyway. I mean, you
do
wouldn't
the
have one till you get
suits-
to the ship, right?
Right.
Do the
Right.
exo shells have communicators built in? Otherwise, I
No.
mean, they wouldn't be able to. Oh, okay, gotcha.
No, I mean it's short range. Not very far. You can communicate with each other, like from a few feet away, but to actually communicate with something like the actual power of the ship is what reaches out to the exosuits. They don't have communicators built in, like long range, anyways.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he doesn't respond to Ramon's comment because of other reasons he's thinking. So yeah, he doesn't reply.
Okay. Yeah. So okay. So you're gonna do all right. So decide on the elevator situation. The rest of you basically this long corridor. If you just want to keep going straight down, that's probably the most efficient way. You are slower with the exos, and also keep in mind that if you have the exos on, then you're -2 on your dex. So is everybody putting them on or?
Raman has it. Raman,
Yeah.
I got a question for you. My character is an exo shell specialist.
Cool.
I took that, and it gives them +2 to force and dexterity test for
Oh, nice.
exo specialist. So does that cancel out the penalty, or does it,
Yeah.
ignore it and then gives them extra too?
No, it just cancels it out.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess if you're an exo specialist, you don't have that negative, but you also get a bonus to the force, which is nice. So you won't have a -2 to your dex, but the other people that are wearing them will. So if something happens where you'll need to use dex, you'll be, and also you're going to move slower. So suits or no suits, Amira.
I would probably put it on.
Okay. Cyrus.
Yeah, Cyrus will definitely go ahead and grab one.
Okay. All right.
And she's
Yes,
going
you can-
to
Oh, go ahead. Tell me.
that's nothing, it's fine.
No, just because. Okay, so you guys are putting those on, and you're going to head straight down the corridor while the others are checking out this elevator. So what's the plan there, Saeed, and or if you want to go elevator or you want to take stairs with the injured?
I think it'd be better if we take the elevator. I mean, safety-wise, we could take it, but it's going to put a bigger strain on our passengers here. if we make them do all that extra hiking. It might just shorten our time and make it less prosperous for us to get there. But Arif, you have a better idea of these technological things than I do. So I'll go with whatever you feel.
I feel like that is the best decision. As you say, it will lessen strain on these that are already under the strain. I will leave this decision to you. I think it is best also to try the elevator.
Into
Excellent.
the elevator we go.
Okay, yeah, you guys get in. You have to, like, it didn't quite go all the ways down, so you have to, like, step up onto it, and the doors, like I said, are like 3/4 closed, but you get inside and maybe make a silent prayer to the icon or whatever icon said. You press the button. It shakes for a minute, and slowly, and with a lot of screeching, the elevator starts to go up. You guys finally have your exos pulled on as you start to hear this, like, this metal against metal screeching sound, and you know that the crew is now headed up through the
I hear the screeching of the metals, but I do not hear the screeching of the children. So that is good.
Yes, your buddy is not screeching.
Anybody can get them through this. It would be Saeed. Let's go to the ship.
Okay. Nothing like making me run 2 sections at once, like you guys. It's my fault for doing it that way. That's good. I'm just messing with you. Let's see. Where is the ship? The docks. Okay, good. All right, yeah. So you're heading that way. You guys are going up the elevator. You follow along through the towards the ship, and you hear again. All of a sudden, you hear like another like scratching, screeching sound, like, but it's not quite as loud as the elevator that you had heard before. Maybe you're thinking for a second it could be another elevator coming down, but then you realize that it's actually coming from it's echoing because it's coming from further ahead of you, kind of like something scraping on metal in a very kind of high pitched manner. It's kind of been forward in front of you, in the darkness. Because remember, the ship itself is it's got these now. It has these like red and yellow, red like strips on the ground that are like kind of fading in and out to kind of direct you to the different areas. Yellow goes to the med lab, red is going to the docks. So in the darkness, you see maybe some shadows in front of you, but they're probably like a good 50 meters in front of you. They're way in front of you. They kind of seem to be moving around up there.
Roman says, Amira, it seems like those creatures might be up ahead.
Okay.
I will take the point.
They're between us and the ship. We have to get to the ship. There's no other way to go, right? It's just a long corridor.
Well, it's a long corridor. You do have those elevators, but also some periodic areas where there's stairs. So in theory, you could go up and up,
Right.
Up over top and go over it. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty much a straight shot from where you're at. You're actually pretty close to the escape pods at this point too. So if you went, if you go down the stairs, you'd go to where the escape pods are, which would be like a dead end because that's what's down there, and then you.
Right. All right. Upper straight.
I mean, obviously, it'll just take longer if you don't go straight. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. All right. Yeah. So you guys head straight towards the creatures. When suddenly, I knew it was going to happen eventually. Dun, 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 dun. Out of the darkness comes charging towards you a relatively large, maybe larger than, because although you rolled high on your culture, so you know these things are big. Only one. Its face is covered with its whole body is covered in hair. It has large claws, like like a human's hand, like twice the size, smashing down on the deck as it charges towards you. There's blood splattered all over its face. It's kind of wolfish looking as it's coming towards you. what do you guys want to do?
Aman says, a wiser man at this point would probably turn and run, but he charges forward.
Oh, nice. Okay, you're going to engage him in melee. Okay.
Yeah.
What about the rest of guys? What about Cirrus and Namira?
I'm not sure if I have permission to ask such a question, but why the heck did you hire him?
He's
I
the best
don't know
pilot
at this
around.
point. I do have a question for you, Daniel. In the exosuit, can I use my fan?
Yeah,
Because I
don't
have
see
my
why
fan,
not.
remember?
Yeah, I don't see why not. Sure.
Okay, in case I need it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use. Fuck. I'm gonna use the judge's talent, and I'm gonna attack this thing with my fan.
All right, so you guys
Oh,
are
you are
going to
horsing.
you're running towards it. How about the rest of you? Well, how about the rest of you, meaning Cirrus? Are you going to charge this thing too?
I mean, yeah, I'll back up the captain. I have my robot arm. I'll punch it in the face.
Okay, nice. All right, this thing comes. Everybody roll initiatives. That's just a D6, basically. And higher is better. All right, let's see. This being the
rolled a
first
2.
combat of the campaign. Daniel will have to look at the combat
I got
section.
6.
Oh, nice. All right, you're definitely going first, which probably makes sense because you ran this thing. It's probably confused as to the fact that you actually charged it. So now the way that combat works, right, is you've got. I'm not going to count the running because I'll just say when you engage it, the round will start. You've got 3 action points. So in melee combat, they can be used to make an attack, cost 2 points. You can do, I think, a fast attack, maybe in melee, I'm not sure. And then that's probably all you, in melee, I think that's all you really can do. If you're attacking it, then it's going to cost you 2 points.
Could I
you
run?
can do a quick. You can do a quick melee attack. You would take a -2 modifier to the attack, but you get a fast action, so you can have more than one attack. Basically, if you do that.
Could I take a ranged combat? He's carrying that pipe, so he's gonna charge towards it and chuck at it like a spear.
Oh, you gotta throw it at it? Sure.
Yeah.
You can do that. Okay,
Yeah.
so sure. Okay, yeah. Then I mean, since you only have one pipe, then that's just going to be a regular. We'll call it. You get within 20 meters is short range, so I'm assuming you can't throw it further than that. So, yeah, you can do that. So essentially, you're going to test your ranged combat, and ultimately, what you're looking for is to get every 6 is a hit, and then depending on what you score, you could get criticals or additional damage. So just make all your 6s, I guess. Roll all your 6-sided dice. So range combat is agility plus range combat. So go ahead and roll that many 6-sided dice and see how many 6s you get.
Okay. I got dexterity is.
No, not dexterity, agility.
Agility. Okay.
Yeah.
Agility is 5, and melee
Nice.
combat is 3. So
nope, you're gonna do ranged combat.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Range combat is 3.
Oh, nice. Okay, so roll 8 dice.
Come on, baby. Okay, I got 1 success. The other one is only 1 success.
Okay, that's fine. Did you want? You could if you wanted to improve it. Obviously, you could make a prayer. You don't have to though. I'm gonna call it a. I'm gonna rate. I'm gonna give it. I'm just gonna make it 1 damage because I don't really see anything on here. I see. Is there a club on here? There's staff. Oh, there's baton. I guess it's a baton. Oh, so actually roll 2 more dice because the baton is +2.
2 more dice. Ooh, 5 and 1. Nope.
Okay, so 1 hit does 1 damage. Okay, so yeah, it gets whacked for 1 damage unless you want to make a silent prayer to increase your damage. That's what it will do.
You know what? I'll do that.
Nice.
So he's gonna say,
All right.
"Deckhand, be with me," and then he does that. So do I roll the whole thing all over again?
You roll everything that wasn't everything that wasn't a 6. So all the dice except for the one that succeeded.
Okay, so let's see. That's
Oh, good. I get that
1, 2,
darkness
3,
point
4,
back.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. An extra 6.
Nice. All right, that was worth it. All right, so the crit is 3, unfortunately, so you won't get a crit from that. So you can choose some things to have. You can either do 1 more point of damage, or bonus effect, range combat. Range. I have to make myself a cheat sheet here. Sorry, guys. We're gonna have this memorized in like in like 3 sessions. Ranged combat. All right, so you can bonus effect. You can increase your damage by 1 point. So instead of doing 1, you can do 2. You can't do a critical because you don't get enough dice. You can't really do suppressive fire because you're not with the raise net. You could raise your initiative by 1, which probably doesn't make a difference. Or you can disarm, which it doesn't have a weapon. So probably your best option or only option is to
Extra damage.
You crack this thing in the head. It does not look happy about that. It doesn't seem to phase it very much though, as it charges at you. The other 2 are going melee, right? Melee. What's your? It's on a 2, so it's actually slower than everybody else. You're on a 3. Crystal, where's Amira?
I rolled a 5.
Oh, okay. You're next, actually. Yeah, you're charging up to this thing. You want to hit it with your fan?
Yes, and I want to use my talent, the judge's
Right.
talent. So if I hit it, it's critical.
It's automatically critical.
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, it's on my character sheet here. Notes. Yep. You deal an automatic critical injury when your attack hits, regardless of whether the attack penetrated cover and armor.
Okay, cool. Oh, right. I forgot to roll armor for that thing. That's okay. I'll remember that next time. Go ahead.
Yeah, so if it's looking at him, I'd like to try to get around behind it. How many dice do I roll?
So it's melee combat. So you're going to roll your melee combat plus your strength. Look at your.
Okay.
I should have a character sheet out as well when I do this, so I can get used to it.
So only 2 dice.
Yeah, strength is 2, and melee combat is
Don't have
0
any of that,
for you. So 2 dice, yeah.
Yep. All right. Let's see what I get. Ooh, I got 1 6.
Aha! So it's automatically a crit. Is the fan a regular weapon, or is that something special?
It's a weapon. It shoots. So what happens is I open it. And it shoots energy, cell-powered energy out of it.
Oh. Is it a missile weapon, or it's a melee weapon?
It's a close range. It's on page 131. They describe it in like a little box text.
Oh.
Where is my Adobe? There it is.
Cool. 131.
Alam's hand fan?
What's it called?
Alam's hand fan. It burns like a very sharp knife through most known materials.
Ah, okay. All right,
Tips of the fan discharge energy. Yep.
All right, so it's a melee weapon. Okay, I'm just making sure, because if it was ranged, you use agility instead. It's good to know which one it is.
Yep.
Cool. I'm looking for its specs, though. Let's see.
It's just +1 bonus, +1, +2 to initiative, +2 damage, 1 crit, range close.
Oh, okay. So it's 2 damage?
2 damage, yep.
All right, and then plus you got a crit. All right, so it takes 2 damage, which is good. And then for a crit, you roll 2 6-sided dice. And then just tell me what they are in order. So one and then the other one.
All right. 5 and 3.
All right, 5-3. Bleeding gut. Holy cow. It's a fatal wound. Oh, okay, it's gonna die. Oh my god, okay. Yeah. Oh, ouch. 1 point of damage per turn until first aid is given, which I'm clearly you're not gonna do. Yeah, it's well, you actually technically have to go first, Sirius, if you want to run up, but you see the captain run up and just slice this thing's gut open. It basically reared itself to attack you as like you were charging towards it, and you just like and like just blood and guts just come splattering out all over the place, making the floor slippery. But Sirius, you go first.
Don't mess with my crew.
What you want to do there?
Is it still alive?
You
It
ripped him a
is
new
still
one,
alive.
Captain.
Oh, hell yeah. It's alive. I mean, you can see it's a pretty serious injury, but yeah, it's still alive, and it's a wild animal.
All right, well, then I'm going to punch it with my robot arm.
Go for it. So that'd be melee combat plus force, I guess.
It's melee, and melee is strength.
Strength, yeah.
Do I get an extra melee for the force on my robot arm, or
no.
just,
You
okay.
get...
I think you said I only get a +1 on force from a robot arm.
Yeah, force. Yeah, sorry, I said force. I meant strength. Yes, you're going to do your melee combat.
Yeah. Okay. So I got a limited success. I got 2 successes.
2 successes. Excellent. Okay, and punching something gives you... I'm going to make it equivalent to brass knuckles. That makes the most sense, right? So damage is 2. Your additional... you should probably make a note of this, Crystal, just so you have it for next time. Because, actually, sorry guys, I didn't do this. If you're attacking with the weapon, you get to add... Some of them have initiative bonuses. So you should have got +2 on initiative with your fist. But in any case, +2 for the initiative. It does 2 damage, and you got 2 successes. That's not enough for a. It's not enough for a crit. So you can either.
How many successes do I need for a crit? Just so I can mark it down.
You need 3 more after the first one.
Okay. Do I get any bonuses for the for it?
No, that's why I'm giving. The bonuses I'm giving. I'm making it a brass knuckle instead of a fist, because unarmed normally you would do 1 damage, so you're doing 2 damage instead.
Okay.
So yeah, but you can do just so in melee combat. Since you have an extra die, you can either do 1 more point of damage. You can't do a critical because, like I said, you don't have enough dice. You could strike fear into the enemy. It will take a point of stress, so that's like your mind points, right? You could cause a mind point damage. You could make your initiative 1 better. You could disarm it, but it does not have a weapon, or you could try to grapple it if you want to do that. Or you can just do an extra point of damage.
Yeah, I'll attempt to grapple it with my robot arm. That sounds awesome. So yeah, like I reach out and like grab it by the throat and start like clenching my like robot arm, my hand, like start clenching its throat down as I'm like bringing it down to like into submission.
Awesome. Okay. Well, it's actually its turn now, so it can't do anything except try to break out. I think. While you're grappling, you can attack. I don't think they can actually attack you when they're grappled. You're basically making it unable to attack. Yep. All right. So it's going to try to break out. It's an opposed melee test. So make another melee combat roll.
Okay. I got 1 success.
Okay, cool. Its melee combat is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, it already got 2. So yeah, it breaks. It throws you off, and staggers to its feet. But that's all I could do this round. Oh, actually, it gets a free action, a fast action, but it's not gonna. Actually, it's gonna move. It runs away. Tries to, anyways. It's leaving a huge trail of blood as it moves 10 meters away from you, back into the darkness. And it goes back to the top of the round. You're a little bit further back because you stopped to throw your weapon there, Ramon. But so also you're like 20 meters from this thing now, so just move 10 meters. What do you want to do? It's running away.
He's gonna tackle it.
Okay, so you can't do that actually, because you can move 10 meters as a fast action, so you could do that twice. But grappling something is an actual attack. So
Okay.
well, no, hold on. No, you can do it because you could do a fast attack. So you'll be -2 on your melee attack roll if you want to try to tackle it.
He's
So go
gonna
ahead
say,
and make a
"Oh
melee.
no, you don't."
So go ahead and make a melee attack. So that's your melee attack and your strength.
Okay, my melee is 0 and strength is 3. So here we go. Ooh, 1 success.
Okay, so you can't actually grapple it because that's a bonus effect of getting more than one success. You basically hit it unless you want to pray again.
Okay, yeah, I mean he's just gonna hit it. He's gonna
Okay, yeah,
try. He's gonna do a classic football tackle type of attack, but he probably ends up hitting it.
Yeah, you like you ram into it and it's like covered in blood and you just like slide down in the awkwardness of the suit. Even though you're an exo expert, it's still
And
kind of
he's gonna
awkward to
say,
try to grab.
"Oh yeah."
Oh boy. How about Amira's next.
Yeah, I would say, Ramon, just let it go. We need to get to the ship. It's going to die.
Yeah, he dusts himself up and he gets up, lets it go, and says, "You got it, boss."
How about Cirrus? You're okay with that? You're just gonna let it go?
Oh yeah, Cyrus is totally okay with letting that thing go.
Okay, yeah. All right, excellent. It moves off into the darkness, and you could very easily follow it if you want to, because there's a massive trail of blood. I mean, it is pouring blood. And
I
as you're
hope
kind
it
of
has
recovering
fun
from
bleeding out.
and as you're recovering from that, after a very long time, which seems like an eternity, but probably like 20 minutes, but the elevator stops. The doors open up about halfway, and you see yourself on the upper decks. You know that you can see the yellow lights heading back towards the med lab, Arif and Saeed and company. You can see you can actually hear even from where you are, even though you think maybe it's like it's probably a decent distance by the way it sounds. You can actually hear voices down the corridor, like people talking. They seem to excited voices, people crying and weeping, people yelling, that type of thing.
Okay. I'll start heading down that way.
Excellent. All right. Yeah, you guys start going down towards the med lab. And let me get my med lab. Med lab. All right. So you're coming in from we'll say to the right, just to make my life easy. And let me get to the med lab section here. You can see that, right? I put you on the right page. Look at how nice that is with the little rugs and everything. It looks very, very nice. I mean, if it wasn't for the ship, it's going to fall into the sun. It'd be a pretty nice hang out there. All right, let's go back to the med lab. Sorry.
Except for those little things.
There's some little stuff. Yeah, I mean, this place is bustling. You can see that it's been, all you can actually see in that like waiting area where the rugs and stuff are down. You can see people laying down with they're being helped by people with like med kits open on the ground, and M doses laying around, and they're tightening them up as much as possible. You can see that there's definitely a decent amount of people that are injured, like physically injured, like bleeding and stuff, and then you can see even more people that look like they've been heavily irradiated. Let's see. This section of the ship, well, it would have been beautiful back in its day. Expensive carpets on the floor and colorful mosaics on the wall, but now everything is dirty, chipped, and faded. The walls in the mid lab are made from soundproof type ceramic designed to look like sandstone. Oh, that's nice. There's a smell of disinfectant, of course, in the air. But there's also this like very background smell. They generally have, basically, if you were in here normally, it would have like this nice like cedar kind of smell that covers up the smell of the meds. But there's so much going on here. You just smell blood and anesthetic. There's a large statue of the Lady of Tears in the center, yeah. Waiting room, large open room with patterned carpets. Some of the original furniture still intact. Spiral staircase. The waiting room. You see again this faded draperies. So you can basically see all these people in here. What stands out to you the most is probably in one corner. The screen second. You guys come in from over here. Over here. Oh, like right around here. There's actually like a group of people kind of huddled, and they seem to be praying. Over by the different carpets, you can see, again, people being worked on, and you see people running in and out of the other rooms, like for supplies and calling out. The people praying seem to be gathered around a kind of an older woman who is looking into a salt crystal ball. So she's like a fortune teller type. And she has them all praying together. What would you like to do?
Is there anyone who looks like they're obviously in charge of triage here?
It does not look like anybody is taking charge. It looks like everybody that can help is just grabbing people they can help. Maybe they came in groups. It's very disorganized. You could tell, having been a field medic and seeing like messed up, situations where if there's not trained medical staff, everybody just kind of does stuff. So you can see that happening. They're probably wasting more than they're properly using, and people are there's no order to it at all, from what you can tell.
Okay. I just look at Arif or Arif.
Yeah, he gets close to Saeed and he whispers and he goes, "Where should we stay here and do what we can the next couple of hours while they prepare our ship, or should we just leave these folks here and let them have their own fate?"
Well, I'm not going to be any help getting the ship started.
Well,
my expertise is human bodies, not mechanical things.
Well, they could use some of my skills on the ship in case Rahman or Cyrus run into some issues, but I will do what you think is best if we should stay here and assist these people in their time.
I did promise Amira I'd be right back. We should head back then.
Yes, I say we leave these people. Let's find someone to let them know they're here and assist them, and we make our way to our group then.
Yep. And Saeed will go through one of the doors looking to see if there is anybody in charge.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
clearly there isn't anyone going in the main lobby.
Yeah, you could definitely see that there are more kind of highly trained medics in some of the other rooms. They don't seem to be. You don't see that person though. That's like kind of supervising all. You just see, but you do see more. Like in some of the rooms, like when you come down to. There's an operating theater down here, but like off to the side where number 3 is, for instance, you can see people in there being treated for radiation, and there are some extra beds in there. Both of those rooms, 3 and 5, and even 4, there's like people in the. You see the more highly trained, actual doctors and nurses and medics in there. But again, nobody really seems to be in charge per se. They just kind of seem a bit of a mess. Like everybody's just trying to help whoever they can help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, RF, while this is going on with kind of chaos, he's just going to glance around if he can. Does he see anywhere maybe someone's laying any type of weapon down or anything?
No, you don't see any weapons per se. Not like weapons. You do see, though, people did some of the stuff that you guys did. Like you see some like lead pipes. Well, probably not lead, but you see some pipes, the people may have pulled and used as a weapon to defend themselves, possibly if they thought they had to. But you don't see anybody with you don't see any pistols or rifles or anything like that.
All right.
Yeah, you don't see any kind of security force at all. I mean, you would know, or that again, everybody's weapons were taken when they were on the ship, and they're usually kept in the bridge, and that based on what Suleiman say, the ship's computer, everybody that's the crew of the ship, like the actual the captain and stuff, are all dead. And as you're kind of looking around there, and Saeed goes into the other room, and maybe your the people that are with you are kind of sitting down, trying to find a spot to get settled. A man comes in. He steps in, and it's one of those things where that when that guy enters the space, he is youngish, maybe in his 30s. He's got a beard. He's clearly well dressed. He's not in the space pajamas that you all are in. He took time to get dressed. He comes in. He's got a group of men following him. They're all in space pajamas. They have broken table legs and pieces of pipe and stuff. There's 5 of them, and he kind of pushes the med lab open, and he says, "That's it, people. I'm here. You don't need to worry about it. It's all under control. We're gonna get you out of here." And then he starts he seems to be starting to boss people around, just pointing at medical people, and you get over there, and he's kind of being very boisterous. Go ahead and make a Medicure check there, Saeed. You don't have it, right?
No, I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a wonderful failure.
Okay, yeah. You're not sure. It's unclear if he knows what he's doing or not. He does seem to be. He's got that air about him, that person that's taking charge.
Okay.
And he's very bold about his statements. You get over there. We need to do this. We got to get this going. We need to get some ships. Any strong men, get over here. And he's trying to recruit people to join him to get escape pods or whatever.
Is that what he's saying? That they're going to go to the escape pods?
Yeah, he said. Yeah, exactly. He says we need to get people to the escape pods and get some of these get some of these ships going so we can get off here. Don't worry. I'll take care of you all. I've got experience with these kind of things. And people seem to be listening because nobody else was really taking charge at this point.
Yes. Is there a skill for BS?
You could do empathy.
Whatever. Yeah, an empathy check, just to see how much he's.
Yeah, you would do manipulation basically, which is an empathy check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well, the dice are hot today. No.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say.
Clearly, my mind is on the crew.
Yeah, you could also do a check there, Tony, if you want empathy manipulation.
Yeah, I mean, he's got good in that, but I'm going to say he's actually not going to. He's just crossed his arms listening to this guy, and he's side glancing at Saeed, hoping that Saeed doesn't confront this guy and that we just leave. So he's just trying to really stay out of it. He's just kind of watching this guy, but kind of well, I'm not getting involved in this.
Okay. Yep, he is a tall, stern man with a well-trimmed beard and intense eyes. Yeah, he seems to be taking some kind of charge though, and with his leadership, we'll call it. They do start to organize, and the people that you brought up there, they're starting to queue up to basically be looked at. He's kind of trying to organize the way that they're he picked some like somebody that was doing some of the medical stuff and pulled them off somebody they were helping, and he's like, "You're going to be in charge of this," and get everybody lined up, and just left the person on the ground half fixed as he does that.
Oh, yeah. He was Saeed physically groans. Yes. He will go up to Arif. I I don't know if I can leave these people with this fool.
Well, the man does appear to be one of those that likes to spout off quite a bit. He's kind of like Rahman in that way, you know. He's very boisterous, but I do believe he's not doing very well for these people overall. I agree, but is it something we should step into? And you see, he has his own little form of security men with him.
Yes. Yes, but you know, if our goal was to help these people, uh, I don't think uh, leading them to a certain death by spiraling the escape pods into a sun is going to weigh well with me.
Well, I will watch your back. If you want to speak with the man, just I notice those men are not wearing red shirts, so they may be kind of tough to take on.
No, they are not.
Yeah, I will. I will go up there
Okay.
and just to inquire as to who he is and what is his expertise.
Yes, you walk up to this man, and as soon as you get close enough to him, he turns to you and he says, "You, are you a medic, or can I get you to start moving supplies down to the escape pod? No man can be lazy here."
He said, "You do realize that if you send these people into the escape pods, they'll go into the sun. I mean, we're already captured by it."
What information are you going on?
But my science officer.
Science officer. Who are you?
Well, I'm just wondering
let me get your name.
what authority and what knowledge that you have.
Write down this man's name. Write down this man's name.
Who are you?
I am Komoro Avai. You've probably heard of me. First officer of the Lafata.
First officer of the Lafata. And what is that, a garbage scow? Because this is not how you lead men.
Ooh. And you could do better.
Yes, if I had not made my word to someone else, I would stay.
If I did
But
not
I'm
need
just saying.
everybody, if I did not need everybody, I would throw you in the brig.
On whose authority? Your own?
I see no one else taking control of the situation. Do you? It was a mess when I came in here.
It's going to be messier when you're here, too. So, you know, that's fine. If you want to organize it, go ahead and organize it. But you can't bring these people to the escape pods. You're just dooming them.
Well,
we're trying to get our ships online, and those that will have ships online, then we can bring them in, and we can evacuate them.
Good idea. Get me a ship. Maybe you're not as useless as I thought. Go down to your ship, get it ready, bring it back here so I can captain it out of here.
Said, okay, I think we can live with that as long as you agree to stay here with these people. I'm not going to get the ship ready and then come back and find that you are gone.
Well, I'm not going anywhere.
Is that your word?
Of course.
Do you swear by the icons?
He looks at you and he says, "By the Lady of Tears, if I am wrong in my word, I shall die, as will you."
He said, very well. I will go and get my ship ready.
Good. Hey, Jasmine, go with this man. And he points at Arif and he goes, "You, get over there and start stacking those medicines."
Yeah, Arif is just standing up, his arms crossed, and he doesn't even respond. He just looks at the guy with the scowl like he has sometimes.
Okay. He looks and he sees that you didn't immediately respond, but he does it, of course, to save face. He's not going to argue with you, so he turns around and starts, yelling at somebody else who is, more easily manipulated, and they start moving stuff around for him. His two lackeys with their steel pipes walk up to Saeed, and they say, "Okay, let's get the captain a ship."
Well, I'll get the ship. You need to stay here and help people.
No, that's not what he said.
Well,
I don't
I'll
take
tell
orders
you
from you.
what. I'm going to use my command.
Oh, okay. Do it.
And we'll see. Oh, a limited success.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they say, well, let me just go check with them to be sure. And they walk towards Carmoro, kind of giving you a chance to split if you want, but,
Yes,
but they're going to come right
that's.
back.
I look at Arif and I scoot. I'm out of there.
Okay, yeah, you guys going back towards the ship.
Yep.
Fair enough. All right, yeah. So you go. Are you going to take the elevator, or are you going to go down the stairs? Which would probably be faster since it's the two of you now. But that's up to you. Or do you want to explore up here more on this deck?
I would think probably the elevator. I mean, we want to get away from this group of the new captain.
Yeah, I'll go with a Arif on this because I know I could probably outrun him and outdo it physically. So, but yeah, if he wants to go elevator, I'll go elevator with him.
Fair enough. Okay, yes, you guys head back down. You move quickly. You probably hear a little bit of Kamara yelling at these two people and browbeating them because they left you. And then, of course, they realize you're not there, and you hear footsteps like running as you kind of get into the elevator and press the button to close the door. So you don't see them. You're basically already down. You're moving anyways before they get to the elevator. Yeah, cutting back to the crew out there. You guys, you continue down this corridor for like another couple of minutes, and you come across the body of this beast. In the combat, it was so fast. 15, 20 seconds, total from the time you saw this thing, from the time it ran at you to cut it open to you ran away. And now you're looking at the body laying on the ground, and it's hulking and bestial and smells. And you can actually see too that it's got a cybernetic on one of its. That was probably that metal squeaking sound. One of its hands, the claws, was a cybernetic with. So you are lucky it did not hit you. You can actually see the like little laser like where the claws would be as it's laying there in a pool of its own blood.
You show the beast who the real boss is, boss.
Well, we should probably go fast so we can avoid more of these creatures.
I agree.
That judge's talent, man. You're not messing around. Actually, do I get a point for that or no? I think I always get a point when using icon talent, right?
I think so, yeah.
Oh yes.
But I had to.
So many points. So many points. I'm gonna need another die if you guys keep moving. When you get to 3 dice full of points, the ship explodes. I'm saving it up for. No, I'm supposed to taunt you with the points. It's in the rulebook. All right. Anyways, you guys are heading back towards the docks, and you kind of come through a half-closed a bulkhead, and you're kind of in an area overlooking. You can see some smaller ships that look like they had been like your ship's like it's not compared to the Ghazali. Your ship is tiny, but for a ship, it's class 3, so it's not a tiny ship. You see some small ships in here, like class 1 ships. They look like they were strapped down, and that certainly did not save them. They're like smashed in all kind of tangles, and you're kind of looking down. You can get into this like dim red light flashing. And here you can smell this like heavy ozone smell because the reactors in the small ships luckily were not active, but all the like cooling systems that were attached to them are all broken. You can just like smell that kind of raw smell. Actually, you can't smell. You're wearing exosuits. You can't smell anything. But anyways, unless you have the little things open. Anyways, you hear a voice, a woman's voice at that. As soon as you step into the space, you hear it's coming kind of from your right, and she says, "Stay just where you are."
We are not here to hurt anyone. We are trying to make it to our ship so we can evacuate.
Oh, I see. You're just gonna leave everybody here to die.
No. But unless we can get our ship started, everybody will die no matter what we do. Who are you? I
And
am Amira.
I'm asking the questions here, or else my carbine will. And you can tell that this person's kind of behind some crates. She says, "How big is your ship? Can you get 100 people off?"
No, I can't. 100 people?
It would be.
No, they just
No,
simply
no,
would not fit, Captain.
I know that. I know that, Ramen.
So you don't have a cargo ship.
No.
But is there a cargo ship down here?
Actually, you have 2 cargo bays in your ship.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
we-
unless you're lying to her, but you do have that just in case. She says, "No, my ship
I
was a
could
cargo
probably-
ship.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, my ship was a cargo ship, but it is destroyed. Damn it!" And she steps out of the shadows, kind of a lean figure. She has like bleached, well, you assume bleached white like hair, long and tied down behind her back. She's smoking a cigarette. You can smell the hashish. She's like kind of very kind of dark skin and got this beautiful like tight flight suit on her. She has a holster on her side for a pistol, but there's no pistol in it. And she steps out and she says, "I'm Sabeth. Nice to meet you, Amira. Perhaps if we could find a ship, we could work together. Looks like you're a captain, right?"
Yes, and we'd be happy to work with you to try to get as many people out as we can.
Since we're so close to the hangar, perhaps we can work together to get all the other ships started so that if they come down here, they can fly out on their own ship.
Oh, most of the ships down here are destroyed, hon. I'm not talking about people. I've got some important cargo. If you got room for cargo on your ship, or we get a ship that can take cargo off of here, I'll split some profits with you.
What could be more important cargo than the people?
25,000 burr, 25,000 burr worth.
That is quite a sum.
And this ain't the kind that the insurance covers, if you know what I'm talking about. She takes a big puff of her joint and drops it on the ground, crunches it under her foot.
What kind of cargo? And let's walk.
Okay, yeah, she
And
turns,
talk.
she starts walking, and yeah, she points out as you're walking some of the ships that are destroyed. She's like, "Yeah, I looked at these ones." She says, "Well, the kind of cargo that's buys silence with 25,000 burr."
Well, if our ship is intact, we don't even know yet. Let's not
Well, you
put
said
the...
you don't have a cargo ship though. We need at least a class 3 ship to take this cargo off, so I definitely need a crew. If you're a captain, what are you there? And she points at that Ramon. She says, "You deckhand?"
I'm deckhand's pilot. My name is Rahman. I'm the pilot of the Sacred Oasis.
"Oh, a pilot." She smiles. "How about you there?" She points at Cyrus.
I'm not your friend.
Okay. She shrugs. She says, "Well, I mean, we don't need to be friends to do business together, and you're clearly not the captain." So then she just turns and looks back at her again.
We We might have some room, but I'd rather take people if we can.
Oh,
Of course, people won't survive a jump in the cargo hold.
yeah. Well, you won't have to do it. You won't be jumping.
Won't be jumping,
This
okay.
is me as a GM. Yeah, it's a regular space flight, and you could put people. I mean, it wouldn't be comfortable, but you could put them there. You could probably fit about 40 people, you would imagine, if you jam them into the cargo spot. So, yeah, if you were to, you'd have to leave behind 40 people at least if you took this loot. You know, assuming that you take anybody, but if you took people, you could fit them in the, because you also have you guys have a very big ship actually, because you have all those extra things. You can put some
Yeah, I was
people in
looking at it.
stasis. Yeah, you can fit a decent amount of people on your ship, possibly up to 100 people if you keep both cargo holds open. You probably have some junk in there now that you were like bringing for the rescue that you'll have to empty out, obviously, to put people on there. If you take her cargo, based on how big she says it is, though, you will lose one of those cargo spots.
Okay.
So, but it is 25,000 beer. That's what she offers you to take it.
It is. Well, let's see if we can see the status of our ship before I make any promises. Sabeth.
Ah, sounds good to me. At the very least, if we can find something small, I'd love to get a ride with y'all. She says, maybe we can look over here, and she kind of points, and there's actually like a, you probably saw this, you probably walked past it when you came on the ship originally. There's like a long hallway with windows looking out into the void, and you can actually look out and see all the ships that are attached to the outside of the hull there to see if there's any ships that look functional. And anybody who's there can actually walk up and look out and test technology.
Nice.
And with the
Yes.
technology test, then you will be able to tell if any of those ships that you can see look functional, or it's savable or working.
Would it take time to do that, or could I do it like just at a glance?
No, it'll take time. This whole scene is taking a time. You're in the scene, so whether you do it or not.
I mean,
Like, she's going
Cyrus
over
is
there,
more interested in getting back to her own ship.
Right. Well, you'll be able to see your ship from here. Hopefully, would be more the idea, to see where it is.
Oh, okay.
And the shape it's in. Yeah, if I'm not being clear, all the ships that are attached to the outside you can see from here. So you'd be able to see like how to get to your ship, what the situation is with it, if there's any other ships that look functional, with the technology test.
Okay, well then Cyrus will do a technology test then. Like if we have like that's the only way to do it to see our ship, right?
Well, you could do that, or you could just walk through the thing and look for them. But you don't know exactly where your ship is or what it will take to get to it without doing this. This is basically, essentially, this is a bonus. If you make this, you're going to get to your ship faster. I mean, mechanically.
Okay, all right. Then Cyrus will do it. All right. Yeah. No, I failed. Dang.
Okay. Yeah, you can't see like your ship is. You see where you think your ship is supposed to be, and there's a lot of ships like big chunks of metal and stuff all kind of clustered around it, so you can't get a good look at your ship or any of the ships in that area. The only saving grace is that it is near the bottom, but you think you will have to probably do a spacewalk to get to it, based on what you can see from there. So you can head down to that direction and do a spacewalk if you'd like. I mean, you don't have to do that. Basically, you have two choices. You could go down to where the first hatch is. You can go out and spacewalk out to where the ships are and look for your ship. Or you could go down through the docks to where you think your ship is and see if you can get to it that way. If you get down there and the ship's not accessible, then you will have wasted time. But you wouldn't have had to do a dangerous spacewalk. So that's kind of up to you how you want to handle that. You would know all that stuff. Yeah.
Cyrus doesn't see the ship then?
Nope.
Okay. Yeah. So she'll.
You don't see any ships that you know are functional. Neither does Ramon. He also made a rule.
Cyrus will relay then, like all these ships here are junk. Like nothing there that we could possibly get going.
What of our ship?
I don't know. I can't see it.
Well, we have these exosuits, I suppose, for a reason. We're on a strict time here, so if that's the fastest way.
Yeah, you would know. I mean, just to get, obviously, this is a new world. Not to tell you what you can do. I mean, do whatever you want. Just kind of,
Sure. Yep.
You would know that if you do the spacewalk, it's dangerous, of course. Like you could fall into space and die, basically. But it will be faster than going all the way through the ship because you may have to spacewalk no matter what. If you get down there and you can't get to your ship from inside, you're going to have to do it no matter what. So if you want to be safe, you're just going to take more time to be safe, or risk being safe, I should say. But because the technology test was failed, you don't know whether or not that's a good, idea or not.
Right.
You don't have any data, basically, for lack of a better word to say it. So that's
Captain, I don't want you to take the risk, so I volunteer myself to go out there and do the spacewalk.
Well, you were trained for that at the academy, yes?
I did not ace the 0G, but I will do okay.
We have no way to communicate if you get into trouble. It'd be a big risk, Ramon.
I understand that. Oh, I can feel my heart beating.
That's right, this is your thing, isn't it? Well, who am I to deny you that pleasure? Go right ahead.
The oasis is waiting for me. And then he heads out towards the airlock.
All right, yeah. So you guys head down. The group of you guys head down towards the airlocks, where you would need to get out to get to the sacred oasis. Coming from above, you guys take the elevator down, and when you get to the floor where you had left the crew before, it opens back up, and you're looking back and forth, and of course you don't see anybody, so you start heading towards, I'm assuming, the hangar. And after you're walking for a few minutes, you see a bloody scene. There's just like an area where it's just coated. The blood is splashed on the walls. You can see blood all over the floor. It's dry and tacky now on these kind of rubber mat floors. But you see footprints going through the bloody areas, moving further towards the hangars into the darkness.
Before we get there,
Yep.
I'm going to recommend, is that suit still there?
It is actually. Yeah, it's right there at the bottom.
Okay. I'm going to recommend to Arif to take the suit now.
Yep, he'll put it on then.
Okay, yes, you spend a few minutes putting it on. These are basic exos, so they're pretty easy to put on. They're just kind of like a spacesuit, essentially. They're not the mechanical ones. So for lifting and stuff. So you take the time to put the exo on, and you can do that. I guess you're moving a little slower because you have it on, but it's fine. And you move down, and you see exactly what I just described. Then after a few minutes of walking,
Look at him, and I guess we followed the prince then.
Well, yes, and it does not appear to be any of ours. I mean, I guess we could probably tell, couldn't we? But it's not our.
well, you could. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of blood. If somebody got killed there, they probably wouldn't have got very far. And you certainly, with a minute of walking, you find the body of the creature. So yeah, you know that it was not your crew that died. That's for sure. I mean, you wouldn't have known right away. Well, actually, you could make a survival roll, but you wouldn't have known.
Survival?
You can make a survival if you want at the bloody patch to know.
Yeah, it'd just be wits for me.
Oh, that's a limited success.
Oh, yeah, you know it's not human blood. You can tell, actually. Did you get it as well, Tony?
I'm trying to find my character sheet. I had it open and now I lost it. There it is.
Story of my life.
Yep, same thing. A 1 success.
Okay, yeah. You guys, I mean, you don't know what it is, but you don't think it's human blood. You would think with the amount of blood that's on the floor here that if a human lost that much blood, they would not be here. You'd see a body being dragged away, and you don't see that. You see footprints. So you suspect that. I mean, put two and two together that it wasn't. There was probably this creature that you've been encountering, and as you follow the trail down, you indeed see that. And again, there was no way for the crew your teammates there to avoid stepping in the blood and stuff. So you actually see footprints where they were looking at it and whatever. You see some, and then they walk away off towards the hangars.
Yeah, I head towards the hangars then.
Nice. All right. Yeah, you guys are heading in that direction. So, I mean, it took time to look through the windows to try to locate your ship, and now to locate the airlock. So I'm going to say that by the time you get to the airlock and you're getting ready to head out, blah, 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 blah. Ramon, I'm gonna say that the team kind of reconnects. You know, you kind of you find the airlock. You're you know you have instructions. Maybe you're giving them a pep talk, which you might want to do actually, Amira. And yeah, we'll have the group of you come together for like one little final thing before we wrap for the night. So as the group, Arif and Saeed, damn, I can't do anybody's name today. You guys come around the corner and you see Rahman, Amira, and Cirrus, and a very beautiful, striking woman in the nicest flight suit you've ever seen, hanging out by an airlock. There's a picture over here. I gotta show you a picture. Wait, while you guys do this scene, I'll find the picture.
Well, it would appear, Saeed, they have found another straggler.
Yes. And perhaps a paying straggler.
Yes, she looks. Well, we will see. I did not know about these kind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look at Saeed and I say, we do have a proposition before us that we'll have to discuss, but Rahman is going to brave the darkness between the stars and try to find our ship since we cannot see it from here. Nice.
Yeah, so she's like.
But she was in the X-Men one time, was she not?
Yes, she was. Yeah, so she sees you two come and she says, "Oh, well." At first she's startled, and then she sees you immediately start talking to him. She says, "Oh, more of your crew. Excellent. The more the merrier. I am Sabetha. Good to meet you." And she winks at the boys.
You may call me RF. I am the deal with the computers and technology on this ship. I guess you would say. What ship were you on?
Oh, I did not have a ship of my own. I was meant to at the next portal unload some cargo, and unfortunately we didn't get that far.
Who do you work for?
That is a good question. And then she looks at Saeed.
He side glances towards Saeed and the mirror both him.
Yeah.
Okay, now is this woman armed? Is that what you said? Is
she has the holster on her side of that awesome flight suit, but she actually does not have a pistol in it. Nope. She said she was armed at first, but didn't want them to attack her. But you don't see any weapon on her, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
At that point, Rahman turns around and spots Arif and Saeed, and he says, "Arif, Saeed, you're back safely."
As I said I would. Yes. May the messenger be with you.
Is Shanaz safe?
Yes.
Excellent. I was worried about her.
Although there is some blowhard that believes he's running things in Medbay right now. I think he needs some cooler heads.
He reminded me of
persuade
you,
her.
Rahman. He was making quick, hasty decisions, much like you do at times.
It could be an uncle of yours.
Perhaps. I have many uncles spread all around the galaxy. But I should head out there to look for Oasis. I'm just very worried about our ship.
Yeah, so just as you say that, you hear some footsteps coming around the corner, and you see those two thugs with the metal pipes in their hands, and they say, "Oh, looks like you got ahead of us. Did you find a ship yet for the captain?" And we'll leave it there.